Welcome back, artists. Today we're going to be finishing our winter penguin project that we've been working on. The first time you were in art, we painted this background and we did stripes in the background or behind our penguin. Last week, we drew out your penguin using a big upside down U shape or a rainbow shape, and then we added the eyes, the nose, or the beak, and the feet. Today we're going to finish by adding a few details to your penguin to make it really look like it's in the winter. At your table, you're going to be getting pieces of paper that are already cut. What you're going to do is we're going to be making a winter scarf and a hat for your penguin. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick two patterns, or just one if you want, of patterns that you think look good together. Some of these might be Christmas, and some of them might just be fun different patterns. You get to pick which ones you use. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick the one that I want for my penguin scarf. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a rectangle out of this piece of paper. Now, when we do this, friends, you are going to cut however wide you want. So if you want a thick scarf or a big fluffy one, we're going to cut it bigger. If you want a tiny scarf, we're going to cut it thinner. So what I'm going to do, using my scissors safety, what we know, I'm going to cut a rectangle all the way across for my scarf. Now, I'm noticing that this is pretty long, so I'm going to cut it down just a little bit so that it fits right on my penguin's neck. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut two smaller triangles that are going to hang down like my scarf is wrapped around my penguin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut one rectangle, two rectangles, but I want to make them a little bit shorter, so I'm going to trim it down and make this side shorter. What we're going to do, friends, you're going to be getting back your glue stick, and we are going to twist it just a little bit to get a penguin haircut. I'm flipping my paper over. I'm putting glue on the back, and I'm going to glue down my penguin scarf. Now, we don't want it going over your penguin nose. Put it underneath. Then I'm going to add these two smaller rectangles underneath my scarf to make it look like my penguin scarf is wrapped around his neck. So I'm putting glue on the back with my short haircut glue stick. I'm having those two pieces come out and down to look like a scarf. Last thing we're going to do, now you can either use the same pattern that you did for your scarf, or you can pick a different one for your penguin hat. What I'm going to do for this step, I'm going to flip it over and draw on the back. This is just going to help us see our pencil marks better. Right now, I want you to draw your hat with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with another rainbow shape that's a little bit wider. And then I'm going to connect it at the bottom. I want to make it a little bit wider. Okay. Now, friends, when we do this, you can kind of see if your hat is going to fit your penguin or not. It's better to make it a little bit bigger, and then we can cut it smaller. So that way you just draw big, and then we'll go from there. Now, what I'm going to do, still looking at the side that is white, I'm going to cut out that shape I just made. Going slowly, turning my paper as I go. And then I'm going to see if my hat fits. If you think that it fits, actually, I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more, make it a little flatter. I'm going to flip it over, putting glue on the back. Now, friends, it doesn't make sense for us to put glue on the side with our pattern because then we won't be able to see it. So I'm going to put it on the back. rub my penguin hat down. Now, something fun you can kind of do too, if you want to add a puff ball on the top of your penguin hat, so let's say I want to do a circle. I'm just going to cut a circle out of one of my patterns. You can always draw the circle out first, so that way it helps you. And then I'm going to glue that, putting glue on the back at the top of my penguin hat. Friends, after we do this step, I'm going to be bringing you, and of course you can always check and see if there's any places that your paper is lifting up and you need more glue, add a little bit more underneath. Last step we're going to do, I'm going to bring every table a couple of white glue cups. Or not glue cups, sorry, paint cups. It kind of looks like glue. You're also going to have a paintbrush. What we're going to do is you are going to use your brush and your small paint cup, and you are going to add little snowflakes around your penguin. So I'm going to dip my brush in the white paint. And then I'm going to be very careful because remember, we're being easy with our brush and we want to keep it on its toes. So I'm going to just put dots of snow around the background of my penguin. We don't want to put snow on your penguin, so don't get paint crazy with this because we worked so hard on making your penguin together. So I'm just putting little dots, keeping my paintbrush on its toes still, being gentle around my penguin background to make it look like snow is falling down. All right, friends, this is the last step to our penguin project. We're gonna let the paint dry really, really good. And then next week, you'll get to take your penguin home with its scarf, its winter hat, and its snowflakes.